Okay. Uh, yeah. This is not the update or the upload that I was expecting, but I have to do it. It's necessary right now. It can maybe I can get some good out of a very very bad situation. Turn some lemons into lemonade. I do believe in duality and the law of duality, so there's always a positive to every negative. God damn, am I dealing with a negative right now? I had just recently lost I just realized that I lost my wallet, which had my ID in it, and my social security card, a picture of my mother, which I could care two shits about, or anything else. I just really care about the ID and the social security card, because that's going to set me back a whole hell of a lot. And also, with the purpose of this video, I can also hopefully explain to you what's taking so long in the releasing of the content that I've been talking about and teasing and so on and so forth. Yeah, life gets in the way. And rather than bitch about it, because honestly, like, I'm used to it at this point, so I'm going to try to find some way to capitalize on this. And I'll get some content out of it. This is exactly the type of shit that people they talk about. Oh, you gotta have authentic content and yada yada, and this, that, and the third. So yeah, I'm right now standing on Grand Concourse, and I really have no idea what I'm to do right now because it's been about, and this is very time sensitive. It's been about we'll say 30, 40 minutes now since I realized that I lost my wallet on the bus right before I went to go pick up some breakfast. And then it dawned on me, oh yeah, I probably didn't realize that I left it because I have so much shit on me. I'm walking around with literally just everything on me. It's fucking, it's, it's a burden that I have to deal with. So, but anyway, it's all stuff that I've been dealing with in spite of or despite of the channel or whatnot. Like, it was all the point. That's all the point of the anti channel, is to show the real life of the Black Peter Parker, all these other pseudonyms and social media accounts. And like, no, it's not gravy. I apologize for the bad framing. I'm trying to just stare off into the distance. So I'm doing so much right now. Like, I'm really trying to keep a fucking. I'm trying to keep from smashing this phone into the ground, and I'm also paying attention for a tube bus because I'm thinking that maybe I could intercept it on the way back. If by any random stretch of the universe that somebody got on the bus, saw my wallet, and then decided to bring it to the bus driver because they would have looked inside, saw that it was the wallet belonging to a black guy, and it had no money in it. All that was in there was a penny. A single penny was in that wallet. They open up that wallet, all they're going to see is a penny. They're going to see a bank card, but that bank card has 70 cents on it. It's a Cash App card. And while I'm thinking about it right now, the thing is, the fucking thoughts are powerful. But I really wish I knew how to fucking harness that shit and aim it the right way, because no lie, less than 48 hours ago, probably less than 24 hours, I was thinking to myself, you know what? It's about that time for me to lose my wallet again, because it's around whatchamacallit, tax season and refund time and all this, that, and the third. And no lie, 3 separate occasions I have lost my wallet, or specifically my debit card that my direct deposit would go to, the day before my direct deposit comes in, the week of my direct deposit, right after getting my direct deposit. And I was just thinking to myself, oh shit, that is a 2 bus. Hold on. See if I can get on the back. Oh no. Actually, hold on. So, I didn't get on the right one. I'm hoping I would intercept the same bus that I got off of, but I don't think this is the right one. right now is sadness. You can't really tell because it's just like plastered on here. It's like it's a basic emotion. But it's sad because it's like enough is enough. It's enough. It's enough. It's enough. It's enough. Am I right? Like how many more times? Like, and they always say, oh, God will never put you through nothing that you can't handle. Or God will never give you anything that you can't handle. But it's like it's always gonna be to the limit every fucking time. It's always gonna push me right to the brink of insanity every single time. There's too many people. I think what's happening. Really, it's hard to describe it, but I'm trying to do my best. It's happening. And I'm starting to notice that it's happening more often. Okay. And you know what? With my luck, it might actually be a motherfucking. It could be a 1, but no, I remember it being a local bus. I remember it being a local bus. Oh, it might have been the 1. Shit. It's possible that it could have been the 1. It could have been the 1 bus. Now that I think about it, the reason why I say that is because I'm walking over to the little stop sign now, or the little signal, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But my photographic memory kicks in, and I'm realizing that I remember I got on a bus that was at the top. Okay, I'm gonna put my coffee down. So I'm also, as I said earlier, I got so much fucking stuff on, and so right now I decided to take off my coat, the big coat that was responsible for me losing my phone in the first place. But as you can see behind me, right there, that stop sign with the BX1 limited to BX2. It's probably reversed because of the mirror image. I remember looking up and seeing that there was a bus heading in the opposite direction from Grand Concourse, or on the Grand Concourse, about 3 minutes. And I was at the very top. So that means that I actually got on a BX1 bus local and not the BX1 limited, because I do also remember that it was making a lot of stops between Kingsbridge and Tremont, which is where I was going to get off. Oh, not even Tremont, excuse me, Burnside. Burnside is before Tremont. I recall getting on the train. Oh, I got on the bus. I got on the 9 bus. I used the Wi-Fi on the 9 bus, and I Grubhubbed some food at one of my local spots. And then that timed out perfectly. I got off the bus. No, as a matter of fact, I got off the 9 bus at the concourse to transfer to a bus. I do not remember looking up at what number it was, but as I just said earlier, I remember looking up and it was the top. It was the lights were right there at the top. Right there. Right there. That's where it was. And then I got on that bus, but what happened was, this is how I know that I lost my phone on that bus. Because I remember reaching into my wallet to pull out reaching in my pocket to pull out the wallet, and I pulled out my Metro card, and I dipped it in there, and then I went to the back of the bus, sat down, and I remember briefly that I didn't put it back in my pocket or in my coat pocket. I sat it down either on my coat or in between my legs or something, and then I believe I looked up, and it was time for me to get off the bus. I got off at my stop. I went to go pick up the food. I got the food, and then something told me, I was like, you know what? All right. So now I really pretty much had. Where was I gonna go and eat the food? That was the next question, and it was relatively mild. It wasn't freezing cold, so it allowed me to do a little bit of walking. So I walked. I remember thinking to myself, oh, I think I have a few cents in my pocket. I can go get a sheet of raw paper so I can roll up a cigarette. And then I'm like, okay, but then where can I go find a store that will sell me a sheet of raw paper? And those are few and far between. Those who are familiar with the hood or the inner cities know that Lucy shops and places where you can get certain things behind the counter are they're kind of like hidden gems. You have to know people, or you have to know certain stores and certain people, otherwise they won't sell it to you. And so that made me. I had to pull up the map in my head, like, oh, okay, well, I'm already in the Bronx. I know of a good number of Lucy shops, but certain Lucy shops don't sell raw paper, and certain Lucy shops won't let me slide with the amount of change that I had in my pocket, because it was less than 15 cents. That's full disclosure right there. I was working with less than 15 cents cash, which is interesting because I had like $1 some change earlier. I do remember buying the coffee and the bag of chips. But what ended up happening was I started walking to the closest Lucy shop, which I was like, oh, I know I could hit him off with a nickel, and he'll let me slide with a sheet if it's the right person. If it was the right person behind the counter, I know he would have been good, because he doesn't, he's not gonna nickel and dime you. Hold on, excuse me, brother. Can I get a light from you?
Got it?
I think you went out. Oh, you good? Oh, okay. Sorry about that, folks. I saw somebody at the corner of my eye smoking a cigarette, and I don't have matches on me, and my lighter ran out of fuel. So it's a pretty rough day. But I'm doing my best not to snap, not to freak out, not to let this incident polarize me for the rest of the day, because it's only fucking 11 o'clock. Granted, all this shit went down at around 9 o'clock. No, excuse me. 9:30 is when I realized it, because I went to go pick up the food at 9:25. I can remember getting off the bus at 9:26. Like, oh, this is perfect. I'm walking right there in time. No, excuse me. I walked in at 9:26. I walked off the bus at 9:24. I looked at my watch. Okay, sorry about that. I forgot about that. I have to worry about time and space when I'm recording on the phone and I'm recording mobilely, especially since I was not prepared, meaning I didn't make any space on the phone. So I have about 30 seconds left to get to the point, which is not going to happen. So pretty much all that to say is, if you want to hear the full story about what the fuck happened, I'm about to get on this bus right now, because now the clouds are starting to appear in the sky, which is blocking out the sun, which is making it a little chillier. And I'll tell you the rest of the story more succinctly